Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 50, our 50th podcast. I honestly can't believe that we've gotten this far with it. And I'm going to continue this week with our Why Do We series. In other words, why do we do something that we do within our company? Except this one is going to be, why do I do the podcast? Most people will think, oh, it's for social media content. I have a little bit of a deeper purpose with it, and I just wanted to revisit that. This is our third plus year, maybe our fourth year into this. When we began it, we began by doing one a month. They were long form. They were often an hour, sometimes 2 hours, many cases an interview. It really was beneficial for me to be able to talk to people in the industry to help communicate information to you on something that you might be engaged with in a project over time. So I might be having an hour-long conversation with somebody in the AV world. I might have an hour-long conversation or 2-hour conversation with somebody that does fireplaces and shower doors. I had a great conversation in the first year with a couple of my close custom builder friends, just talking about the state of the market. And they're really valuable conversations even for me to learn, but probably over the course of an hour or two, it's probably going to be what Mr. Romy here is doing behind me, which is going to put you to sleep. The other piece to that is that while it was great to do them once a month, I didn't feel like it was having the impact that I would want, because I would be having conversations with clients all the time about a topic that I would come across or something that we would experience that I thought, man, it'd be great to let people know about this because it's something that I see over and over and over, and you wouldn't know because you don't work in this world. Just like if I didn't work in your world, I don't work in a hospital, so I don't know exactly the challenges that a doctor or nurse faces, or somebody that does insurance billing, or an accountant, or those types of things. So this is a world that I know, but it's a world that many of you touch. And my hope is that we can give information that saves you from running into problems. And so not long ago, I went down the path of kind of speeding up the process of saying I wanted to have shorter podcasts, but I want to do them more frequently. So I went to once a week. And we've been doing that now for probably, I don't know, like a couple, I don't even know. We've been doing that now for quite a while. And so we went pretty quickly from 20 some podcasts to 50, it feels like. And I've really enjoyed the quick hit nature where I can jump on and have a quick conversation for 5, 10, 15 minutes and help deal with an issue that we're experiencing with a client, or that I've experienced with a friend, and that I can share some insight. And I know they don't all have incredible value to all of you, but my hope is that at a minimum, what we're doing is we're positioning ourselves, or I'm positioning myself in this case, as somebody that you can trust, that you're going to get good information, and then I'm going to let you peek behind the curtain a little bit about what actually goes on in the remodeler's world and how do we think about things. And then what I've really tried to do is, in addition to helping benefit clients, that in answering questions that clients run into, I try to position these conversations in a way where if another remodeler or one of my peers or somebody that's newer in the business is running across these videos or these podcasts, that they can gain something from it as well. And I can take some of the lessons that we've learned over the years and help excuse me, easier for me to say, that I can help a younger, newer individual or newer company in the marketplace have some success and speed their learning curve. Because I've had many, many people over the last 25 years speed my learning curve incredibly. And I lean on those people and I call them and I ask questions and I want to engage people. And so I'm hoping to just share a little bit back with those of you who take the time to look at these things. So if you happen to be on our lifestyle group website and you jump into our podcast tab, you're going to see all of the topics that we've talked about over all of the years. And that to me is just a great library of information. Oh, Mr. Romy is going to protect us from somebody, I guess. So come on, dude. So with that we'll pause for a second. My dog, Romeo, Mr. Romy, the mayor, as we call him at times, decided to go address one of his constituents outside of our door, meaning he wanted to bark at somebody, and I wasn't going to be able to do that and not mess it up. So if you want to know what our days look like, that is that little dog going and protecting us from the world when he sees anybody go down the street, particularly a FedEx driver or UPS guy or the mailman. He's going to give them the business. And chances are, even if you're just a nice, cute little kid walking with your dog or your family, you're probably going to get barked at too. So he thinks that every time somebody goes by our house, that if he barks, they're going to go away. And the funny thing is, they actually do go away, but not because of him. So we'll continue now with that thought that I left off with just before he jumped off the back of the couch and had to go protect the world. So the other piece that I would speak to briefly is that we created this concept called Remodeling Unscripted to address these issues. And my intent with that, as I've just talked about trying to speak to remodelers and potentially clients as well, is that I created this broader community-based concept where I'm just talking about remodeling in an unscripted, natural manner and talking about a topic. As such, what we've done is we've created a Remodeling Unscripted website link that you can get to. You could also get to our podcast through the Lifestyle Group. I look at those interchangeably, but Remodeling Unscripted is really what we're calling the podcast, and the concept where we're talking to you about these topics. And whether it goes anywhere someday or not as an independent entity, I'm not worried about. Really what I'm trying to do is just have this natural exchange of conversation with myself to you that shares information about something that I've either experienced or learned something about or know something about that can help you. So with that, thank you very much for those of you who've even caught a fraction of the 50 episodes so far. Hopefully with any luck, we'll do another 50 over time, and we'll continue to add value in ways that speed the learning curve for people, or at least address a topic that might be helpful to you. And with that, I would tell you, I'll end with that if you have any topic that you would love for me to hit on that you just want to know more about, if I don't know about it, I'll go find somebody that does, or if I do know about it, I'll tell you what I know, and I'll tell you how we interact with that, either that product or that experience or that type of project or that topic, to be of help to you and to make your life a little bit easier. And so thank you very much. Appreciate it very much. It's kind of cool. We've just turned 25 years old. We're just now finishing this 50th episode of this podcast, and we're doing some things where we're not afraid to fail. We're not afraid to try new things and fall on our face, and we're not afraid to make changes. So if you've got ideas, you let us know, and we'll try to adapt and continue to iterate this thing and make it better. And with that, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next week.